In my last video, I talked about going to the remains of our house that was burned in the Marshall Fire on December 30th, 2021. And went through that, and you can see the details of that in that video. I'll include a link to that video here in the notes for YouTube. Well, I also told you that wanted to show you the remains of our rental house, and I think it's important to know here that insurance policies for rental houses are not the same as policies for residential housing. And our insurance agent underinsured that house intentionally because it was a rental house, and I'm not really sure why they would do that, but you know, they told us that that's just the way it was. And so that's an issue that we found out early on in the whole process of negotiating with the insurance companies. We got into the rental house because Karen's mother died and left her some money, and we've always been insecure about doing stock market investing or any kind of thing like that. We're more inclined to put things into real estate because it's supposed to be a very secure investment, and I suppose it is, but there are some impediments that can get in your way. One of them is insurance companies. You think you're insuring an asset so that if it's injured or stolen or damaged, that you can, you can recover. And so that's what we call a safety net. And it turns out in a capitalist economy where insurance is a profit-making enterprise, that the insurance companies are actually there to prevent you from recovering. So the idea is to extract money from you for your your payments, your monthly payments for your policy, your premiums or whatever it's called. And then if something happens and you need to get money out of that, quote, safety net, the insurance companies are there then to prevent you from, for the most part, to prevent you from getting that. So we have been confronted with initially the idea of, well, we're insured for a certain amount. Should we be able to just take the limits because the houses were completely destroyed with all of our possessions, and we were insured up to a certain amount for the dwelling and for the property, our private property? Shouldn't we just be able to cash out if we wanted to and sell the lots and retire? And yes, you can do that, but what's going to happen is you're going to leave a whole lot of money with the insurance company because they claim that they're there to help you rebuild. And if you don't rebuild, then why should they give you anything? And so we made the choice to rebuild based on that information. Then what happens is that you're trying to get money from the insurance company to rebuild, and what they do is they put you through hell trying to get each little penny out of them. And so typically they'll give you an estimate that they make as to the value of your house. And, they never saw your house before. It's crazy. I mean, they make their offer, and then you make your offer. And they tell you your offer's too high and they're only going to pay this amount. So then you don't really get enough to replace your house. That's really what happened to a large number of people here that were they lost their homes in the fire. So it's not such a secure investment after all. I mean, if you get a mortgage on the property, you're required by the mortgage company to have your house insured. And you think it's so that you can rebuild your house or repair your house, but the mortgage doesn't care about that. All they really care about is maintaining the security of their mortgage, protecting their mortgage. So you're insured, and basically they're happy as long as the insurance company gives them the amount of money that would pay off the mortgage, so they don't lose any money on the deal. So when you get payments from the insurance company, the mortgage company is written on the check along with you. So they're going to end up, you endorse the check, you send it to the insurance company, and they endorse it and they deposit it in an interest-bearing escrow account. And I imagine there's a lot of people who never get that money out of that account because they end up, going broke. And but the mortgage company does okay. So you're required to have that insurance. I would say probably at this point, and we can talk more about this, and certainly leave me comments if you want to have a discussion or you want me to talk more about certain things that have happened to us. But if you have enough money to self-insure, I think you're in much better shape because you can invest in funds or however you want to put your money away. Just assume that the insurance companies are investing in funds. What do you need them for? If you have the cash to do that. So invest your cash in a fund, manage your fund, make it grow as your self-insured money for your repair or replacement of your house. If something happens, just draw from that fund yourself, and you don't have to go through an adjuster, and you don't have to fill out a zillion forms and spreadsheets and stuff and negotiate back and forth and then have them assume that you're a liar the whole time in the process and you're trying to rip them off. Because once you give them your money, their attitude is it's their money. And if you ask for it back, they are extremely offended. So anyway, I could go on about this forever, but I want to show you the rental house, what's left of it, of what used to be a rental house. We really enjoyed it in some ways. It was a lot of responsibility. We had to keep it up. And we kept it up at a very high level, so people who are moving their families to the area will be able to rent a nice, comfortable 4-bedroom house, in a nice neighborhood that's convenient to Boulder and Denver and, of course, our local, Superior, Louisville communities. And so we did that for quite a few years. And, the last people that lived there were very nice people. The mom was a expert at autism programs for, organizing programs through the government for autistic children. And the husband was a professional flamenco guitar player and a number of other things. And we enjoyed them and their family. They had a big, giant Mastiff dog that was like like a companion dog for them. And his name, I think, was Benjamin. Anyway, of course, we were terrified by the whole experience of evacuating from the fire while the houses were burning in our neighborhood on our street and behind. And we haven't heard from them, but I'm assuming they were pretty terrified too. So here's the rental house. I'll give you a tour of that, and then I'll be back just to say goodbye.
This is our house at 361 Shawnee Lane. It's 2 doors down from our house over here on the corner of Blackfoot and Shawnee. You can see the foundation running back and the air conditioner. And then as I zoom in here, you can see the driveway, and there's a 2-car garage back there, and you can see the foundation on the back side of the garage. And all of this, we had tenants in here. We had a nice family with a 150-pound Mastiff that lived here named Benjamin. And so there you go, garage, all right? So then on the other side of this garage is the family room. And you can see the steps over there on the back side. That was out to the backyard. You go through a sliding glass door from the dining area, breakfast area. And here's some brick on both sides. There's decorative brick on both sides of the garage. And then this is the steps, so there's a driveway that comes up and then steps. And then you step up onto a really nice porch that runs along from these bricks all the way across to the corner. And this is a cool place. Like one of our tenants had 2 really nice hummingbird feeders up on the rail on the top on the outside of the deck, and would sit there in the evenings and watch the hummingbirds come and get food. And he really thought that was delightful. So the front door is right here, and you go through and you get to the family room, dining room area, and then above this area right here is the master bedroom with a master bath. And the master bath is back on the other side there, on the back side above. And there's an unfinished basement in this building. There was, and so tenants like to store their furniture and stuff there because they usually moved out of a house somewhere else and moved here, and for temporary housing, usually 1 to 4 years. And so that's the basement. You can see the sump area down there. And right here was the living room, family room. And above that, the master bedroom. Now over here, you can see, there's kind of interesting. Looks like one of the sinks from the bathroom fell over here. And there were 2 sinks in this master bathroom. And there was a wall that went across right here. And then over here was all the kitchen. So over there you can see the stove, and I don't see the refrigerator. I don't know what happened to that, but it's down there somewhere. Maybe this thing that's collapsed in front right there, maybe that's the refrigerator. And that looks like the dishwasher over there. And there's the washer and dryer along the wall there. And then there's a big pile over the furnace. That was a 1-year-old furnace and air conditioner. Oh, I see. I think that's the microwave right down there. Yeah, I believe that is. So, my God, this is really intense. Okay, so moving along, and I have to be careful because there's lots of nails here, and I don't want to go get a tetanus shot. Here we go. You can see this from another angle over here. They had a whole house load of belongings, and I don't see anything too much. So here you go. This was the corner in the kitchen, and the sink was over on this side, and there's the sink down there, right down in there. And then over here, you can see the washing machine and dryer furnace. So right in this area was the breakfast area, and above us here was the master bathroom. And then over here, there was a loft in the middle of this space right here, and there was a bathroom right over here above, like the washer and dryer. A nice bathroom with 2 sinks and, of course, a toilet and a tub and shower combination. Both bathrooms had tub and shower combination. There is the hot water heater right there. And there's a grill right back there. And they might have had it in storage. I don't know. I guess they weren't using it, but it could have been out here. Somehow ended up in there. There's the furnace right there. So this whole area right here was the family room. Nice big family room. And there was like a built-in, like a gas fireplace. And that was right in this area right here. And I don't, oh, there it is. That's the gas fireplace right there. That's what that is. So the furnace is all this bent up, melted stuff. You can see the step coming from the sliding glass door. And this is the backyard right here. It was a really nice little backyard. It was all fenced in with a wooden fence, and then it had dog wire on it because we let people have pets here because we love dogs and animals, dogs and cats and everything. So we let them do it. And then there was a fence over on this whole side over here on that yard. This was a, like a split rail fence. And then there was a whole fence all the way on this side, all the way out to almost the end of the house. There's our brand new Linux compressor. Yeah. So this is 361 Shawnee. Was 361 Shawnee. Suppose it's the same address, but there's nothing here now that can be used. So, yeah, I would assume that this place, this foundation is unusable, but what's really interesting is that it's not injured as badly as our 394 Blackfoot Street foundation. So maybe there's some hope for it. That would reduce the rebuild cost a little bit if we want to use the same footprint. I don't know. Okay, here's the garage right in here. Looks like they had a propane tank that didn't blow. Probably empty, huh? Look at that. Oh, man. So this is all part of our yard here, and then I think I can see like a hole right there where a fence post was. Yeah, I think so. So half of this space between here and here, that's the yard on the left side, and there was a fence separating the two houses. Looks like a satellite dish. On the other side of the garage had that brickwork. So I hope this is going to help with understanding the damage that's been done. So now, remember I told you the master bedroom was over there on top of the living room, dining room area, and the bathroom was back in the back left corner. Well, then there was a bathroom over here, and then a bedroom, right there, and another bedroom over in this corner, and another bedroom over here. So there were 4 total bedrooms. Master bath, loft, bathroom, bedroom, okay? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so here's the yard, and the yard had the coolest tree, I'm telling you. This thing right here, and I don't know the name of it, but it had these really nice drooping branches, and it blossomed profusely, and the bees would just come everywhere. They were, those, not honeybees, but they were pollinators, the littler ones. And you could see around the neighborhood here a little bit where there used to be people living. And I've got a screw, a drywall screw or something, in my foot. All right, so there you go. And this is Shawnee, and as we were leaving, the bushes were on fire right over here. And then I don't know if you can see this, but down at the end of this street, there was a house, and that was fully on fire. It was like, you've heard the expression perfect storm. It was a perfect fire. It was awful. And look at the beautiful landscaping that remains over here in this house. I've always enjoyed that. My God. Here's a 360. So all of these were houses everywhere. You couldn't see through this. It was just houses. All gone.
So that's the rental house, and thank you for watching if you're still here. It was a real heartbreaker to see our house where it used to be and see where the rental house used to be, and we are doing what we can to rebuild at this time, current time, while I'm doing this video, which is, what is this, February 9th, 2023. We're doing what we can. We've been through hell. We've gotten some of the money, and we've signed construction contracts to rebuild both houses without knowing really how we're going to manage paying for them. We have made the down payment on the construction for both of the houses. And so now we're going to be meeting with a construction manager who's going to be the project manager. And so that's where we are now. We're faced with, back, a 8 to 10 month build period, which means the lease on our apartment's going to expire, and hopefully the landlord will extend the lease, and if not, we're going to have to move. So there's a lot of unknowns that are involved. Karen and I are still working part-time, running our chiropractic office part-time, and seeing patients and seeing new patients, doing follow-up on old, well-established patients that we've had over the years. So that's what we're up to. If you are interested in helping out with this project, the rebuilding of our houses, you could go to our GoFundMe account, help Tom and Karen Groover rebuild their home. And thanks again to our friend Ernie for setting that up. I'm going to be making a video soon about what transpired after doing the videos of the burned out houses, and how we asked for help. And it'll be an interesting story because when you're in a disaster like this and you're mentally perfectly healthy and functional, when it happens, what surprised me was that you end up with post-traumatic stress, which makes it really hard to focus on spreadsheets and deal with bureaucracies that are trying to prevent you from accomplishing what you need to accomplish. So we got help, and so I want to tell you all about that. So take care, and we'll hopefully get to see you again soon.